Happy Monday, everyone. It is such a tiring Monday for me. I don't know why, but I am fresh off the weekend. And I don't know about y'all, but I decided to watch Love is Blind, the reunion. And when I tell you there was so much that has gone on, I'm so happy to talk about this with my friend Sarah, who is about to join. Hey, girl.
Hey.
Hi, beautiful. How was your weekend?
Oh, it was so good.
You look amazing.
Oh, thank you. I showered.
I know. It's been one of those lazy Mondays for me. I don't know why. I just am like, kind of like.
It's like gloomy after we had the 60-degree day. Now
Listen,
all of a sudden,
when I tell you I'm so upset waking up
I
to
know,
snow,
me too.
I was like, what is happening?
Mm-hmm.
But we promised everybody that we would do a recap of the reunion. And on top of like, I decided, let me give people a little time to kind of soak in everything and see, what had happened after the show. So I'm going to give it to you, and I want to know what your first thoughts was.
I have a lot of thoughts. I had a lot of thoughts watching it. I don't want to go to the obvious where like Shake is just reiterating that he's trash. But you know what? I really feel bad for him because being of that like brown culture, okay, I understand how he was raised. You know what I mean? Like, I would say often men are raised to believe that they're like so much more than they are. Okay? Not here's my thing. Not like you might not offer as much as you think you do. You know what I mean? Like just because you have a condo and a job does not mean you can talk to people however you want. There's so much more that you need to learn. You need to be like respectful and supportive, and those are the qualities that people care about. No one gives a shit about your condo.
Let me tell you something about him. Like I said last time, when was the last time you were on GQ, boo? When was the last time a modeling contract they was looking for you and you like?
I swear.
The scary thing for me is really seeing how Shake is a narcissist, like to the power of like, whoa, bro.
Yeah.
It's almost sad. You need help, assistance, 911 like now.
Yeah.
And I like the whole time. After a while, like, I don't know if he thought it was cute trying to be all like that, but after a while, I felt like if someone doesn't slap him.
Yeah. And they were about to. I feel like Nick was, okay, are we going to talk about how he hit on Nick, like on his wife while he's sitting right there?
Rude.
So disrespectful.
And disrespectful. I just could not. And I was like, I'm shocked that they were like, you know what? How about you just leave? Because you're doing way too much.
Way too much.
And now, remember last recap we talked, and I told you that he was really wanting to play the villain here. Right. He was really wanting to get the spotlight and be the bad guy on the show. Yep. And that was his like clout chasing that he was trying to do.
Yeah.
But it was way, yes, thank you, Jessica Monroe.
Yep.
Way too much, too much. Like, stop. Just
right. And the part that like really kind of aggravated me was like when he was saying how he was like keeping it real, and he was just being honest, and he wanted to like air everyone's business. Like, yes, you're on a reality show, there's a lot of stuff are going to be public whether you like it or not, but that doesn't mean that people should have access to like very private information. Like, I'm glad they did not talk about Mel's family. Like, she clearly did not want to discuss why her family wasn't there, and they did not touch on that, which was, I feel like that was pretty good. Like, that's kept it respectful. But he wanted to like bring up that stuff, and he has like, I'm sure they signed NDAs. I'm sure there's things that they can't talk about. I'm sure, like, and he had like no respect for that. At the end of
Hmm.
the day, this is like an entertainment dating show. Like, calm down. Like, you're airing everyone's business for no reason. I just can't stand him. He's so immature. Like,
Yes.
nothing about him is. I don't know what he's doing right now or where he's at. But I can't imagine that anyone that's seen this show that lives in the city will ever go like date him.
No, absolutely not. And your
Unless you
best
have
is,
no self-respect.
I love the way that Nick put it. He said, "You treat animals, not humans." Like,
Hmm.
he checked
Yeah,
him because he needed to be
right,
checked. And to me, the people that were on that panel, they weren't checking him hard enough. I mean, yes,
right.
they checked him, but I would have been like, "You got one more time, bro, and after the show, we could show you what it really is."
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, he just, the thing that I think is, Clint always says, he just hasn't been slapped hard enough yet.
I feel like that's like no one has really like said that to him.
No one's really, yeah, because he's gotten away with it for so long.
Right,
So, and trying to go off the premise of, oh, I'm just trying to be real. No, you're being rude. There's a
right.
difference, bro. You
Very.
don't need
Hmm.
to be real for what? And saying that he felt that everyone was fake. The
Yep.
only person that I felt like has changed is you. Yeah, well, you were worse. Now you got
Right.
worser. Like,
Yep.
I mean, it's ridiculous. And I was just like, please put a muzzle on him. I need him. They need to take one
One
of those
thousand
vet
percent. But like
muzzles.
no one was taking him seriously. Like, everyone was just like, dude, just shut up. Like it was evident that the entire show, no one can stand him because one, they told Dipti what he said about her behind her back, which that was really cool to find out. I was like, okay, they got her back. And like no one can stand him. Like, everyone was just like, shut up. Like, like the annoying little brother, like, stop talking. Like,
Yes.
grow up.
Grow up. Like, honestly, I was just sick of it. I was like, you know what? He got one more time. Like, and I'm so glad. I am so glad that Jared talked up, and even
Yes.
Shane. I mean, let me tell you something. Everybody down to, I think, even the crew does
Right.
not like Shane.
No, I don't think so.
And it's not even a wake up call for him. That's what's so
Right.
wild. It's
Right.
everybody else but him in his
Yeah.
mind. You
Yep.
know, it's just like, you're not liked. Nobody wants to be around you. And I kind of felt like, I don't know if you remember the last recap I was telling you, I had saw a lot of information on a Reddit thread. So people were speculating, was it Nick that was spilling the tea? Because just like you said, Nick likes to talk a lot
Yeah.
and be all in the know.
Yeah. He
And
does.
so when Deep D had revealed that, people were telling her, and I think it was Nick and Danielle that even kind of warned her.
I hope
That's kind of
so.
the vibe I got. What did you think?
Yeah, I that or what's the guy that ended up saying like, I wish I married her at the end?
Kyle, girl,
Kyle. I think
that,
it was Kyle. Okay, first of all, that gave me goosebumps. I was like, thank you. I
yes,
knew they were gonna end up together. I knew it
yes,
was either like it had to be. Or no, I said no one deserves her. She deserves better. But I'm glad Kyle was like, no, that's me. That's all me right there.
and made it public, honey.
Like, immediately. I like
Yes,
that. Yeah. Because she's such a nice person. She has like the best personality out of like the most stable, just the most like the nicest one there. She was great. And I feel like generally everyone liked her. But what was I gonna say? What was I gonna mention about
Nick and
Nick
Danielle.
and Danielle?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, here's my thing. Anytime I'm like scrolling through Instagram or like on social media and I see a post from a couple, and the post says, through all the ups and downs and the hard times we have become so we love it, immediately no. Okay, the cons outweigh the pros in that relationship, I feel like. And I feel like that's the vibe from them. was like, whoever tells you marriage is easy, it's not. It's really hard. If your relationship is that difficult that you're like talking about it on national television, how difficult it is, maybe that's not the right relationship for you. Like, it shouldn't be that difficult. Like, yes, there's always things you're going to work through. There's like communication things, you're learning each other. It's fairly new. But for you to be like, it's really hard all the time, we're sacrificing all the time. No. No, just no. Like, find someone that fits you better.
Red flag. Well, the thing that I like that I heard about Danielle and Nick was that they have been going to therapy, which
right. They did say that.
Highly needed. I mean, like, whew, good. Like, at least we're getting through that hurdle of, at least seeking outside sources to improve your relationship. Yeah. Yes, we are all going to have, troubles in communication. Right. That's just natural. No, that's just normal. You're
mushing two lives. Like, of course there's gonna be some difficulty, but if like the basics don't align, then it's not gonna work. Like, like Jared and what's her name's relationship, Ayana. The fact that he is so extroverted and she is extremely introverted, that is like the base. That is just not gonna, I don't feel like that's gonna work in the long run, because he's gonna feel like he's sacrificing, she's gonna feel like she's constantly sacrificing, and the first big argument is gonna be like, well, I do this for you and I sacrifice this for you, and that's just gonna be all bad, because like, who wants to hear that?
You have to really want it. I agree. If you don't have the common things, like the foundation in common, and that's kind of rocky, or you started off rocky, like my mom always says, how you start is how it's going to end. You know what I mean? So if you started out and he was cheating on someone else to be with you, he's going to cheat on you to be with someone else.
I believe that.
So you just have to make sure that foundation is good. Everything else you can build upon. I mean, like you said, you're bringing in two different people that were raised differently. You're bound to have some type of issue, some type of conflict. That's just normal. That's natural. Cool. But the main thing is Danielle's insecurity. That's really going to wreak havoc on the relationship. There's also something there with Nick. I don't know. We don't really know.
I'm telling you, it's his relationship with his family, and like him constantly feeling like an outsider. I feel like for him, that is what he needs to work on. Like, he just feels like he doesn't belong, and he's always constantly having to be on the defense. And I feel like if he brings that into the relationship, it's just he's gonna shut down anytime they need to like communicate well.
Yeah, I mean, I would say for them, stay in therapy. That in order to really, really make it work, stay in therapy. I mean, it works. It helps.
Right.
I mean, and
it does.
Even an advocate, even if you feel that you are, hey, we a good couple, we doing,
prevent, like, what is it called? Preventative.
Right. Preventative, or it just helps you. Sometimes you don't always have the answers, right? And sometimes that third party or that extra person to give you advice on how to go about this and how to navigate and communicate certain difficult areas is highly needed. So I completely agree with that. And then also with Ayana, I'm glad she kind of woke up and saw that she had some issues that needed to be worked through, because she mentioned that. And when you look at yourself, or you look at footage of yourself, it's really a mirror. Like, you're like, oh wow, damn, that, and editing, Shake wants to blame editing and everybody didn't get a fair shake in editing. Stop, bro.
But they said that he got they only showed 1% of how crappy he was. I don't know if you remember, but they said that so many other people were just, they were all mentioning that he was much worse than what we saw.
I couldn't know. They ain't no convince you. You have to convince me.
Yeah,
I believe it 100%. I mean, that little bit, if that's how he was throughout the whole
Yeah.
season, what we saw in the
Right.
reunion, God, woo-wee.
Exhausting. Exhausting.
Yes, I agree, Jessica. He's an ass, a big ass,
Yeah,
and
for
he
sure.
needs help. One thing that I was really like shocked about was with that Sal and Mallory situation.
Mm,
Sal, he did not keep his mouth closed.
I
He
know.
came for Jared.
Good. Because that
Hmm.
was rude.
Yeah, and
You didn't
Jared
need to
knew
do
that
that.
that was absolutely not acceptable. And Sal was
Right.
right. He was
Right.
like, you're this for an engaged person. We should not. You should not be having that kind of conversation. It's
Right.
completely inappropriate. And
Right.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. And the fact that him and Ayana didn't watch the show together means that there's a lot of like unresolved stuff there. Like I feel like she still feels like a second choice, even though he said like I reiterated to her and I made sure she knew that she wasn't a second choice. I feel like she definitely still probably feels that way. And I mean, she wasn't comfortable enough to watch it with him. So she probably still has like a sore spot for, or
Hmm.
just like is uncomfortable with Mel, which I would understand. I would be too. Like, first of all, I would not have said yes to begin with. But had I had a lack of like a mishap moment and in my judgment, and I did say yes, I would probably feel the same. I would be like, you need to, for a long time, prove that I was the right choice for you.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's just not healthy. Like, who wants to live that way and to constantly prove themselves? Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that Jared realized that that was completely inappropriate. Jessica, you're right.
But
I
did he
gotta.
though? I feel like he just said that.
You do?
Yes. It's not like what he said sounded so scripted. I was just like, I don't think you feel that bad. I think in
Mm.
his heart, he still wishes him and Mel ended up together. Because
Hmm.
I think he was convinced that Mel was gonna say yes and end up getting married to Sal, and he was probably like disappointed to find out that she didn't, because he only went through with Ayana because Mel said no. So exactly. I think he's just trying to save face, for sure.
I'm really, really trying to give Jared. I mean, yes, it was absolutely inappropriate for him to say that, but I'm trying to give him like the benefit of the doubt
I
that
hope so.
he had a lapse in judgment, and I can see. Listen, and I'm not taking up for this man at all, but I could see how he said it in a joking, playful manner, but
Right.
not the time. Not the
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Not the time. And not with your fiance who's a couple feet away from
Like,
you.
but I think him and Mel would have made a better couple anyway.
You
If I'm
do?
being honest, yeah. I just think their personalities match better. I think she's more outgoing, and
True.
so she matches him with that. She'll be able to keep up with that, and so like he won't feel like he's trying to sacrifice. He just wants to be a husband. I don't think he cares to be married. Like he just, that vibe is like,
Yeah, I mean, I am right. That's yes, Jessica. Hello, it's recorded. Why are you saying these words? I mean, and it was so because I think they played back the footage on the reunion and I was
they
cringing.
did.
I'm like, why did he say that?
It's so bad. It's so
Like,
bad.
I couldn't even like look back on it because I thought, wow, how embarrassing for Ayana who's sitting
Very.
right there. Um, and
I
like
feel
she
like that's like emotionally, like he was somewhere else. Like I don't think he was dedicated to her. Maybe now. I mean, it's been almost a year since the show taped, so I'm sure the relationship has grown and like trust has been built. But if she's still uncomfortable watching it, that means there's still something there.
Oh, absolutely. And Jessica brought up a good point and said that, Ayana has a lot of unresolved issues from childhood trauma
Right.
that
True.
is spilling into her current relationship. And I
Yeah.
agree. I had said that in the last recap. She's
Hmm.
not healed. And she needs
Right.
to focus
Not.
on that and completely being immersed and being okay with being
Right.
alone.
Right.
From what I gathered, and Jessica had commented and said that, you know, she felt alone. And,
Yep.
you know, when you are in foster care or, you know, have been put up for
Right.
adoption, you tend to feel abandoned or have abandonment
Right.
issues. Why doesn't anyone love me? Why, you know, what was wrong with me? Like, these are some of the things, and I can speak on these because I have a mom who was adopted,
Mm-hmm.
and we talked very candidly about her adoption and
Mm-hmm.
about, you know, her feelings towards being adopted.
Right.
So Ayana needs to really, I think, focus on that before jumping into a
Right.
relationship, because those insecurities are going to come at the most craziest
Right.
time in your
For sure.
relationship. They do surface. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen it happen to myself, you know?
Right. For
You're
sure.
like, whoa, this was some
Right.
childhood stuff. And here I am dealing with it as an,
1000%.
yes, as an adult. So, I mean, I wish them the best.
Yeah.
You know, yes, it's, oh my God, yes, Jessica Monroe said,
Mm-hmm.
Jessica's coming with the commentary.
Right.
That Ayana wants a family of her own, so she's going to make it work. And
Yep.
oh my God, so that touches on what I was just saying. My mom was adopted, and the reason why she decided to have me at an early age is because she wanted a blood of her own. You know, she
Right.
wanted to build a family of her own. And so that yearning does take over, but sometimes it makes you not make the most
Right.
best judgments when it comes to relationships.
Right. Yep.
So,
And I feel like in my mind, I'm imagining she's very young. Like, I think she's like 24, maybe 25.
mhm, mhm.
And, and, so that stuff is probably still pretty fresh. And I think it's one of two things. It's either like their relationship is going to end because they're just very different and it's going to end pretty soon, or she's going to jump right into starting a family, and then in 15 years they're going to be like, what are we doing? Who are you? Like, I don't even recognize you, because they didn't take the time to like get to know each other.
Absolutely. No, I agree. I did like, though, you know, I know you said you felt that what Jared said to Ayana was scripted, but what he said to Shake was not
Oh
scripted.
no, that was not scripted. No, that wasn't. For sure,
That
that
was,
was not.
that was not.
Yeah. I
He,
wish I wish we heard more from Deepti. I feel like everyone spoke for her and like they wanted to have her back. I just wish she went off a little more. Like, she was so respectful with what she said anyway, which, I, of course, but like I wish she had gone off more on him.
well, Deepti's too much of a queen to
I know. I know.
entertain a peasant.
I know.
We ain't doing
And
that in
everyone
2022.
like literally just gave him so much shit, which was so good to watch.
Oh yeah, I mean, like she was like, I'm not even
Yeah.
entertaining him
I'm
with
not.
my thoughts. Okay,
um
like, not,
my
don't even give him, because the more you get into his ugly behavior, the more he'll
Mhm.
keep going.
Right.
So he's the type of person in what I watch these videos on YouTube. There's this woman that talks about narcissists and how to deal with them.
Right.
And one of the things that you have to do to deal with them is stonewall their ass. Don't
Right.
even talk to them. Don't
Right.
even give them your energy.
Mhm.
Just don't, because it
Right.
in the end of the day, it does nothing for you. So
That's very true.
a lot of times, when I have entered a space and I feel this person's a narcissist, I'm like, you know what? Pivot, turn.
Right. Right.
I'm done.
That's so true. Um, the one I want to talk about is Shane and Natalie,
Oh Lord,
because
girl.
they started dating. They got back together after the
No.
show. Yeah, after the show they got back together, but then they broke up again.
What?
Yeah. Do you not remember that? They said we tried again, but she couldn't get over what had happened, like what he said the day before the wedding.
Okay.
She unless I had like a dream that this happened. But she said we got back together, we went out again, and then I couldn't forgive him for what happened, so we broke up again.
Okay, so I thought that was Natalie and Sal that were saying that they.
Mm-mm. It was Natalie and Shane.
Or not Natalie and Sal, Mallory and Sal. I know that they said
No.
I
think they had a conversation. They went out for coffee, but they never like actually got back together.
Okay. So Natalie and Shane.
I think they got back together for a little bit, and then they broke up again because the whole like fight before the wedding night came up again, and she was like, I just couldn't get over it.
Let me tell you something about that fight, though. That was so wild that I heard people speculating on social media about it. They said that the fight started because dumbass Shane was still upset from the night that they went out for their bachelor party and he didn't hit any balls. And that's what got it started.
He didn't hit any balls.
Girl, you know they went to the baseball field.
Oh, that is so stupid. They had the fight.
Listen, this is what I don't know how true it is, but this is what was speculated on social media. That remember on the show, he was so upset that he didn't hit any balls.
Right.
Girl, it's so
he's such a child.
It's such a child that he didn't hit any balls, and so he was still really pissed. He was seriously pissed about that. Everybody else hit balls.
That's insane. That's why he told her, "I don't want to marry you," because he didn't hit any balls.
No, because he had cut. From the bachelor night. Because keep in mind that it was like literally the next day.
Yeah,
it was their wedding day.
Right.
So he went out. He got drunk, and he was still fuming from that, and that when he got there, he was still drunk and still like upset.
Oh no, it's he literally means baseball balls.
And that, I'm like, that is the most craziest shit that it has to be not true, because
that is so stupid.
I wish a motherfucker would come in my house upset.
Can you imagine?
Like, this, you're not trying out for the major leagues here. What are you upset about?
She definitely dodged a bullet, in my opinion.
Oh my God.
She's not perfect by any means, but she definitely dodged a bullet.
But you know what it is remember, there was also speculation he had a drug problem.
Right. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, so that would make sense of why he would make a mountain out of a molehill, or whatever, molehill out of a mountain, whatever the hell.
Whatever the saying is,
Whatever the saying is, that would make sense as to why.
Yeah.
Right. Like just
not only did he say screw a 401k, he said he doesn't believe in 401ks.
It's some conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy.
So it would make sense to me a little bit more, seeing the type of person he is.
So I follow this TikToker. His name is Rod. He's from Chicago. Okay. And he was out the other day and he saw Natalie and Sal together at this bar. And I don't know if anyone else was there, but in his TikTok, because he had like previously said, like, stop talking about Love is Blind. I've never seen it. I don't care about it, whatever. And then he's like stitching his own video. So he comes back and it's just Sal and Natalie standing there. And they're like, why would you say that? Like, as a joke. So they were together out somewhere. No idea if anyone else was there, but they were out together.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Who? Sal and who?
Natalie.
Girl, these people are switching partners like I never. What?
I wouldn't be surprised. That I feel like that would be a good match. That's one of the matches we talked about. I feel like that would be a good fit.
Wow. Because remember, and I don't know I don't know if they mentioned, but there were other men that were interested in Natalie.
Right.
But we
Right.
don't know who.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
was it Sal? I wonder.
It might have been.
In the
I
pods.
mean, but he was like so obsessed with Mel. I can't imagine that it would be him. He gave her his mother's engagement ring. Like that's just, I don't know. You don't do
Wait,
that if you're into someone else, didn't he?
no, wasn't that Kyle?
Oh, right, you're right. That was Kyle and Shayna.
Okay, because I was like, wait a
Whoops.
minute.
Oh
Two
yeah, no.
mothers. Honestly, I mean, I love the thought and the sweetness of it, but I don't want your mom's engagement ring.
No?
No. No.
Why not? What's your why not?
I want my own. I mean, like, I feel that I would have a different taste than your mom in the 60s. Yeah, you know.
That's fair. What if the stone is repurposed into a new ring? So you have the same stone, but you have a new style of ring. Do you feel like that would?
I mean,
No.
it really depends. I mean, it really depends. I kind of want to say no because I feel like I want the joy of you picking something out that you specifically saw me in.
So you haven't sent screenshots over to Clint like this is what I like. Don't pick up some rose gold shit when you know I
girl,
like gold.
Oh, let me tell you something about me, girl. I'm not getting a dusty ass ring. That is not gonna happen. So yes, you damn right. I've been already. There we happened to be at a jewelry store, and he thought he knew what my style was, and I was like,
They don't
no,
know. They
because
don't know.
this ain't hitting on what I'm looking for, boo.
Yeah.
But it's so crazy because I have such simple style, but like I like simple, elegant. Because you know me, I like cute, casual.
Right.
I'm like that type of chick. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't need but if I'm gonna have some type of jewelry on all the damn time,
yeah,
I want it what I like to see, not
1000%.
You know, and I'm not into that like ancient, antique. I mean, more power to those people that are. But no, I want to see something so I can be like, hey, Reed, hey, Reed, you looking so cute.
Yeah.
No, so no, absolutely not.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if Sal did give Natalie his mom's engagement ring, I just think that for a situation like this with Love is Blind, that's a little bit too like preemptive. Like,
right, that's true.
In my opinion, like I would just go ahead and buy the shit. Don't be cheap. You know,
and they're giving you the ring
at a high discount. You still got to pay something.
Right.
Yeah,
but it's very like
simple, probably like ugly. I don't know. I like the whole like the element of looking and you doing your research and you're asking and you're trying to figure it out. Like I feel like it's so sexy for me. That turns me on.
That's very cute that you think that everyone has that thought process. But as like personally, not only have I sent screenshots, but I've also sent preferred jewelers, like links to preferred jewelers, because I know exactly what I want, and I want no room for error. Okay.
Same though.
Because I'm not going to like it's. And here's the thing, it's like I'm Arab, and we don't necessarily get like engagement rings. What we do is you get like an entire set, and we don't do diamonds. We do gold, like gold jewelry, and you get a set from your future mother-in-law and your future husband, and it's that you get like a ring, a bracelet, an earring, and a necklace from each one, right? And that you get that on your engagement night, which is like a party where the husband or like future husband comes over to the parents' house and asks for your hand in marriage. It's like this whole party thing, and then one on your wedding night. So I never grew up thinking like, what would I want my engagement ring to be? You know, until I moved here, and I was like, we get what now? So Now I know what I like because, considering that I'm probably not going to marry someone that's Arab, so I won't get anything traditional. I'm into it now, so I know what I like, And I
Right.
feel like that's fine. That's
Right.
fine. I know the man I'm gonna marry, and I know that where his head is at and how creative he is, and so I just give him like a little bit of a hint, just a nudge in the right direction, and then you do the rest.
But there you go.
You got it.
I see nothing wrong with that because I'm not playing with that.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the lady's name?
Shayna.
That's
Oh, yeah, Shayna. So she apologized. Again, like Jared's apology, saving face. I don't believe you.
Here's what blew my mind is that Shane and Shayna went out and she's like, oh, it's not like that. We went for a cup of coffee, bitch. Y'all shouldn't be meeting nowheres. How about that? The coffee.
I wanted someone to ask Shane, are you religious?
Yes.
What's your relationship with Jesus Christ? I wanted someone to ask him that so bad. Because I wanted him to be like non-existent.
Right. Right. Because I love the fact too that going back, and that's the thing I'm so happy that a lot of these, the castmates got to go back and see, because Kyle saw and he was like, why you even waste my time? Like, why did you even say yes? Because the way that it looked is that, since you saw that, you felt that I wasn't attractive enough, and I don't care what she says, she's damn lying. She did not. Once she saw him, she was like, oh no, no.
She wanted someone that would like match her Barbie look. Like she wanted a discount Dollar Tree Ken and Shane. That's what she wanted, and that's not what she got. So, she's like, I know exactly her type, and I know exactly who she is as a person. I feel like I've met a lot of people just like her, and I don't want to put her in a box, but she really like put herself in that box of the kind of person that she is.
She was this season's what was the girl's name last season? Jessica.
Jessica.
Oh my Lord. And it's like, why must we have a Jessica 2.0?
Well, we have two. I mean, Shake was kind of like a Jessica too, because Jessica was like, oh, he's too short and he's too young, and he's too short and he's too young, and like they got to the point where they're about to get married, and then walked down the aisle, and she said, no, I can't marry you.
Yeah. I just, the thing about Shayna, first of all, people were getting on her. What's with all of this?
I know,
girl, open your eyes, because know what's going on here.
She posted about it. She like reposted all the memes about her, and she said that she's convinced she has astigmatism, but her says she doesn't. She's
I lost you, girl. Oh no,
I can still hear you.
Oh, okay. I think it's coming back.
Okay, cool. I was gonna say I can still hear you and see you. I was gonna say she posted about it. She said that she thinks she has astigmatism, and her eyes are like a negative 5.25. So she already like has really bad eyesight. But her eye doctor says no, she doesn't have astigmatism, but that's why she's always like squinting, because she feels like she can't see very well.
So get some damn glasses.
I don't know, it's just funny. But I feel like I'll give her that. She was like a good sport about it. She reposted all the memes. I still don't like her, but she like posted like all the memes about her squinting. I was like, that is hilarious.
I don't understand. I'm still trying to understand why she thought. So you see how rocky things are between Natalie and Shane, yes?
Yeah.
So you thought it was a good idea to go for coffee? I don't like, even though it was friendly.
Yep. Right.
That doesn't matter. You see that there's some thing. The boat's still rocky, and I think that Natalie didn't know that information.
Oh, I don't think she did at all.
And that probably was her confirmation. She was like, bet, I'm doing the Uchi Coochie with Sal now.
Yep.
you
I
know,
hope she
because
is. Oh, that would be so dope if she is.
I mean, I will say I completely felt bad for Natalie.
Yeah.
She was sitting there and she looked distraught the whole
She
damn
was
show.
like crying the entire time.
Like she just looked, and then she looked like she wanted to knock Shane's neck off. I would have wanted to too. Um, and I understand. See, I'm having a hard time with Shane. I'm going to tell you why. I feel like he's a narcissist as well,
Hmm.
mild narcissist light.
Yeah.
He has potential to get out of it and not be
Hmm.
that way. But there's that moment where he said, well, why am you're making me look like the bad guy? Who gives a fuck
Right.
how you look? You know what's going on between you and your mate.
Right.
Focus on that and
Hmm.
you looking good to her, not to what's going on out
Right.
our outside eyes.
Yeah.
We have seen throughout this season that you're not the best in judgment. You're a little
Hmm.
childish, low loopy, and possibly on drugs. So work on getting that together
Right.
instead of worrying about how you're looking to other folks.
Yep.
So I do think that accountability needs to be had in situations when you're a couple. Like
Yep.
my mom always says, it takes two to tango. You
Hmm.
know, find out where you could be better and do better
Right.
and move forward. Speaking in Natalie's, because I
Hmm.
would have said, okay, yes, I take full accountability. I did this.
Right.
But at the same token, Shane, you fishing for some type of apology was not
Hmm.
the right time.
He's like, I feel like he has self-esteem issues because his first issue with her was like, oh, you play too much. When he was like, tell me a compliment. And she was like, what? Like, okay, you're pretty. Like, you know? And I think the way he had that conversation was weird because like everyone goes through phases in their life where they don't feel their best. And I feel like it's a reasonable conversation to have with your partner to be like, I'm not feeling great. I would appreciate a little more positive reinforcement or like a positive affirmations from you. Like, like if you, I would like to hear more compliments. I feel like that's fine. But the way he said it was so weird. Like he was like, tell me something good about myself. And she was like she was joking because like immediately she first of all, you guys don't even know each other. So she might have just assumed that you're joking because that is like a weird thing to just say. And then he was like, you joke around too much. And he like got angry. And I was like, okay, well, you didn't explain to her what you're feeling. You just literally said, I don't know. I felt like that was weird. And he kept doing that. And he
Yes,
was like, you don't brag about us. For what?
yes, he did that. Not only that, his weird getting upset when you got their names mixed up, and you're getting upset with,
Oh my God. That one was when he was like, Shayna, and she was like, no.
and you get mad at her. Like,
Yeah.
help me get it. Like, what am I missing here?
Yeah.
Because that was wild. I would have been like, it's that manipulation. It's
Right.
that narcissistic
Gaslighting.
behavior. It's
He's just
that
gaslighting her the entire time.
gaslighting. I listen. I've been in relationships like that, and when I tell you,
Yep.
run for the hills, Natalie.
Right.
Do not look back because it will make you start thinking that you're crazy. Like,
Yep.
really?
Yeah. Yep.
You're
I
mad
think
at me?
I think Shane and Danielle have the same energy.
Shane and Danielle. Really?
Yeah. I feel like she's also self-conscious, also like takes everything super personal, super fast, and she just like she will gaslight Nick all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I just feel like Danielle has some deep rooted,
Yeah.
it's whoa type of energy. I
Right.
think she's used to weaponizing her tears, and that irritates me to no end. When she's not getting her way, or you're not saying what she wants to hear, it's
Mm-hmm.
immediately, oh, you hurt my feelings, I'm crying. And it's
Right.
just like, girl, bye. please, like I should be able to have a grown-up conversation with you without you breaking down or feel like playing the victim here. Stop it.
Right.
So,
Who's mom?
I think Jesse is talking about Shane's mom.
Oh, Shane's mom
is an enabler.
Yep.
Let's just be real.
Sure.
And there are some moms that are enablers.
A lot
to
of moms
their
are.
sons. And I'm so happy Shake's mom was not. Honey,
I
she's
know.
like, this one right here is too good for you.
Yeah. Yep.
Too good for you. I mean, Shake's mom was like, you don't deserve her.
I know.
If you're not loving her, let her go.
I'm so glad. Because he was like, yeah, my mom is great for saying that. I bet you on the inside he was like crying.
Yeah.
Like he pisses me off so much. I just can't stand him.
But he has no feeling. That's what's wild.
I think he's fake. Like I think his outside does not match his inside in terms of his emotions. Like I think he's genuinely hurt, but he just doesn't know how to communicate that, and he like doesn't want to communicate it because I feel like it'll be too real for him.
Part of watching the reunion, I feel like he thinks it's cute. I don't see any hurt. I see nothing but what's the word? Malicious intent.
Right. Yeah.
Behind his just words he says.
Right.
He thinks it's funny and cool. I don't, in his warped mind. And even like he didn't see anything wrong again with hitting on Vanessa Lachey.
That moment I was like, this is so embarrassing for you. Like if I were him, I would have like crawled into my own skin. Like that is so embarrassing. Why would you ever say that? Like even if she wasn't married and her husband was sitting there, you know what I mean? Like if she was just the host of the show, okay, by herself sitting there on the couch, and you go, yeah, sure, everyone here is beautiful, but I'm not attracted to any of them. The only person I'm attracted to is you.
And what do you think
I don't care.
Happen?
Like, no.
Vanessa was gonna come running
like,
in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. Oh yes, Shake Daddy. You're dreaming, boy, and you need to get up out of your mind. So yeah, he's crazy. Yeah. But I do want to talk about, before we wrap things up, I really want to talk about, I feel like we didn't really delve into it, but Deepti, and I want to go back into that conversation.
Okay.
Deepti and Kyle, girl, first and foremost, yes, we did talk about like who we thought would be like really good couple pairings. I did not see that one coming.
Me either.
And you just sent me the article. What was that? Deadline?
Yep.
You just sent me that Deadline article.
Crazy?
Girl, when I tell you, they are letting it be known. I feel like they're going to get together for real, for real. I mean,
I think so.
Kyle said his deepest regret was not asking Deepti to marry him.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
If I were Shayna, I'd be sitting there like, oh, okay.
Fuck Shayna. Oh, she deserved that. And I hope it embarrassed her.
I think it did.
But that was so like, and they've been posting little things. Because you sent me another video on TikTok. Girl, they're together. They're doing things. They're hanging out.
Yep.
They're probably getting it in.
Yep.
And now that this article has, emerged, it's really super official, because there was, the last recap that we did, I had sent you some stuff of them in Vegas, and I had like hinted who, are these people getting together? And you were like, no. So
now now post reunion, they're probably going to start confirming some things.
I know. And here's what's so crazy, because Deepti had expressed that typically her type of like white guy that she goes for is blonde hair. And as you see Kyle and his, I'm sorry, his ears are so big.
But he's so cute. I like him a lot as a person a lot. I feel like
Yes.
they didn't show us enough of his personality, but I feel like he handled Shayna really well. I feel like had it been like Shane or any other guy, to be honest, they probably would have like lost it on her. So I
Oh,
feel like he handled her whole situation very well, and so I just like respect him for that.
yeah, no, I totally, for both of them, because they
Hmm.
had gotten monsters, Kyle got
Yeah,
shake,
right.
Deep D got shake. I am so happy that she
Same.
has someone that is
Right.
valuing her. And
Yeah,
I feel that Kyle will do a really good job of
I agree.
making her feel like a queen and loved and just being level-headed and just somebody that she could really be happy with
Right. Yeah.
and forget that she ever, yeah, sometimes that they say certain situations happen for a reason, and
Hmm.
that's probably the reason with the whole shape situation. And
Right.
for Kyle, for Shayna,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
now going to make them both be appreciative
Right.
of each other,
Right.
so
Yeah.
I
So,
go
do
ahead.
you think Love is Blind then at the end of this second experiment?
That is such a good question. Do I
Because
think
they
love?
asked that. They were like, "Is do you think Love is Blind?"
I know, and I want to say I believe that it is, but I mean, for me, like,
But okay, so here's my thing. When you met your current partner, did you meet, like, was it like personality first? Like you started talking and then you met in person and the physical attraction matched, or did you meet in person and you approached because you were attracted?
it was the first one.
Okay. So maybe it is for you. For me, definitely not. I don't think so.
I love the honesty.
I don't think so. I feel like you have to, for me, I have to like find the person attractive in order for me to like want to. Yeah, I don't think I can be with someone that I'm not physically attracted to, I feel like.
So I saw. Okay, so I'll say that we had a conversation, and then I saw pictures, and I was like, okay, I need to make sure,
Yeah.
that. But even if you see pictures, the energy and the vibe needs to match when y'all
Right.
meet.
For sure.
And
For
if
sure. But yeah.
I've seen some fine, when I say fine girl, and you know, I mean like fine.
Yeah.
And I've met a lot of celebrities
Yeah.
that are fine, but they're
Energies are
assholes.
off. Yeah.
Their personality
But
is
I'm saying like initially, like for you to initially want to be even interested in talking to someone. I'm not saying like long term stay with, because of course at the end of the day, they're in 20 years they're not going to look the same, so there has to be like emotional stuff built in there and you have to like who they are as a person. But like the first 15 minutes, are you looking at personality or are you looking at how they look?
okay. So if I met him and I saw him in the street, it's definitely looks.
Okay.
But it also depends on the situation of how we're meeting, because
Okay.
I've been in situations where I haven't met and we've been talking and your personality is amazing, and then your personality matched and it was a vibe.
So
So
would you date someone that you're not physically attracted to?
no.
Okay, thank you so we're all shaped basically. No, I'm just playing. We're
No,
not.
I mean,
There's difference. No, I don't think anyone would. I think anyone that tells you that they would date someone they're not attracted to, I'm not saying that the person has to be like society's standard of beauty. I'm saying you have to be attracted to the person. Some people, everyone likes different things, and so.
so I see, because I have such a like, I'm so like softy a little bit, so
Hmm.
I give people chances, and that's my problem. So like, I've dated, you know, the the rainbow, I'll say.
Okay.
um, and I give people, chances. outside of how they look. Like, I've had guys that can make me laugh so much that I'm just like,
Okay, but do you want to marry? No, you don't.
I mean,
Stop lying to yourself.
okay, I'm trying to be, yes, I want to be like super attractive, but I also know that I'm not like a 10 in everyone's eyes.
Right. No one is. No one is. Like,
I
people
would
have
think
different.
Halle Berry is.
You would think, but probably not.
Somebody's lying then, because she's gorgeous.
I know she is. She's absolutely.
Like, what?
She's been gorgeous for like 30 years, which is insane.
I haven't seen a wrinkle yet.
Insanity.
Like, what is she drinking?
Maybe her and J-Lo are taking the same milk bath. I don't know.
So I do have to ask you, because I thought it was interesting, and then we'll kind of wrap. I wanted to know what you thought about oh God. See, I hate when it's like lose my train of thought, because now you got me in this like
I'm sorry.
thing with like, am I shallow? Like, I'm trying to like,
I don't think it's shallow.
Am I shallow? Is it, what is it? But Natalie's mom, and I'm going back the day of the wedding. The way that Natalie's mom was looking up at Shane, where she was like, this crusty, like she wanted to knock Shane's neck off. Do you think that Natalie's mom had any influence in her decision to not move forward with Shane? Because she was already, keep in mind, she was already against Natalie in this whole experiment, but she started opening up.
Well, she didn't even know until she met Shane. She didn't know that Natalie was doing the whole thing. I think maybe, but the fact that Natalie hid the situation from her parents for so long just shows me that maybe she clearly has a more trusting relationship with her dad than she does with her mom. So I feel like if anyone talked her out of it, it's probably her dad.
Really?
Because I feel like with her mom, she probably would have gotten like angry at her mom and been like, "Why are you trying to talk me out of this?" But I feel like she's closer to her dad, so her dad must have been like, "I think you could do better." Because I'm sure she's looking for someone similar to her dad, right? Because she likes her dad, she likes the way her dad is. So I feel like she definitely would have taken his advice over her mom's advice, because she's definitely like just non-confrontational with her mom.
Yeah, but her mom was very vocal. I mean, her mom was like, girl, like, what?
Right, she probably doesn't appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of had a feeling, just the way that her mom already knew that she was going to say no. I feel like at the wedding, she was looking, and
I feel like we all knew she was going to say no.
I didn't, though. That's what was so wild.
I was hoping she would say no.
Well, yeah, that's a whole nother story.
Right.
My hope and what I thought she was going to do is completely different.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that her parents kind of, especially her mom, was very, because the way she was searing through Shane, she was like looking through his soul, like, you nasty bastard.
Right. She did say at the end, she was like, I didn't like him at first, but then after a while, after I met him, now I like him. I think she just said that because she was like on camera, but she did say that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. This was a very interesting season. I was
just a garbage fire.
Oh my God, girl. A lot of couple swapping, and it needed to happen, honestly.
Right. Yep.
So it's interesting to see if Natalie and Sal are going to move forward, and if well, we already know Kyle and Deep are deep in it, okay? But for the rest of them, I'm interested to see how long the Joneses are going to stay happy ever after, as well as Nick and Danielle, because they both have some work. This season definitely was the juiciest. I will say last season I was rooting for Lauren and oh God, what is his name?
Oh yeah, I mean we all were.
We all were, right?
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
it's so nice to see them still moving forward. And
Okay,
so,
but I just want to remind everyone of Gianna and whatever his name was,
oh my God, they
and the
were,
fact that he brought another girl. Okay, just remember that there was a lot of drama last season. He brought another girl to the last
yes.
like